a lot of the reasons why people don't scale, and at this point we've worked with a couple of thousand business owners helping them scale ads, is because they just don't know their numbers. I can't tell you how many times I get on a call with a client and they say, oh, we were trying this one ad strategy in the past, but it just stopped working. I'm like, great, let's go deeper into why it stopped working, because a lot of times we can maybe even revive it. So why did it stop working? Oh, we just stopped getting as many calls in the calendar. Okay, great. Did your cost per click increase? Did your click-through rate decrease? Was it your opt-in conversion, your lead to booking? Something happened with the setters? And they go, oh, I don't really know. I didn't really look at it that deeply. We just turned off the ads. And a lot of times they don't have any tracking or any metrics in place. And so in order to be able to scale the spend, you have to have ruthless tracking in place. And, I'm not going to be, it's not like they're paying me to say this, but I will tell you, for me, one of the best tracking systems out there is going to be Hyros. We have used them now for a couple of years. It's essentially an attribution tracking software, because all of the platforms, Meta, Google, et cetera, they have absolute atrocious attribution, meaning that it's going to tell you that your cost per lead is $4, when in reality your cost per lead is probably $25 or $28. So you do want to have some kind of third-party tracking incorporated inside of that. And we really love Hyros because it allows either me or our media buyers to stay inside the ads manager. So Hyros is an extension that will show you the actual number of leads, the actual number of calls, and the actual number of sales and the revenue and the ROAS from that specific ad in that advertising campaign. There's no way you're ever going to get that through, let's say, Meta's attribution tracking, the native attribution tracking. And so this allows me, so I don't have to have all these complex Google Sheets and formulas and stuff like that. I literally just sit inside of the ads manager, and I can see on an ad level which creative is producing me lowest cost per click, lowest cost per lead, lowest cost per call, and thus the highest return on my ad spend. The other kind of really great one that we like to use in conjunction with it is called state.io. Once again, I'm not being sponsored by them, but we find that really well for sending conversion events back to Meta. For us, what happens more often than not is Meta underreports, meaning that it's not seeing as many leads as actually hitting the opt-in page or the video sales letter page or the webinar, et cetera, et cetera. And so what we found is if you're able to use state.io, that can send more conversions back to the pixel, which makes the pixel warmed up more. It makes it more accurate to get more ideal clients over to you. And then we use Hyros for attribution so that I don't have to have multiple Google Sheets. I'm not going into the CRM every single day. I just have the Hyros extension on the ads manager. And let me add one more thing on numbers before I move forward here. I really, really highly suggest, especially if you're trying to scale to a couple $1,000s a day and spend, I really suggest having some kind of data analytics role, some kind of tech lead role inside your organization where they are solely responsible for what's known as data hygiene. Essentially making sure that whatever data that you have is up to date and accurate. I can't tell you, even with Hyros and even with this great tracking software, their stuff still sometimes is inaccurate because of one of a million different reasons. And so you don't want to be running off of inaccurate data. You want to make sure that every single decision that you're making real time on a daily basis is based on the most up to date and accurate data that you have.
If you want my help installing any of these systems in your business done for you, be sure to book a call with my team down below.